Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I kind of wanted to explain to you guys kind of where we're at in life, and I hope you guys stay tuned to kind of just see what we've been up to and if we're ready for baby number 2. If you're new to my channel, I am a mom. I have a 2-year-old son, and I've been married for 7 years, but we've been together for 11 years, going on to 12 years this year. We never tried to get pregnant until the year that I actually ended up pregnant. So that year I found out I had PCOS, which was the main reason why I decided to end up getting pregnant, only because the doctor put like a seed in my brain thinking that it was going to be difficult for me to get pregnant, and I had been on birth control since I was 16 years old. So I thought maybe that was going to contribute to maybe not being able to get pregnant down the line. And there was a lot of fear at the time. I think I was already 25. Yeah, because I got pregnant at 25. And I think there was just a lot going on. So we ended up getting pregnant kind of right away. I got diagnosed with PCOS in January 2022, and Aiden was born January of 23. So literally in a whole year, I was diagnosed with PCOS. I got pregnant with Aiden, and I ended up having Aiden the following year. Now we're in 2025. Aiden just turned 2, but when he turned 1, a little bit before he turned 1, like, everybody starts asking, oh, like, are you ready for the next one? And I think I was ready. For those that don't know, I ended up having a C-section, and my first question to my doctor 6 weeks after giving birth was, how soon can I get pregnant again? Once again, I've been with Eric for a long time, so I knew I didn't want to wait too long to have our next child. She did tell me, because you did have a section, we advise minimum of a year to 18 months to give your body time to heal, and because you had a C-section. So this was just 6 weeks after giving birth. My C-section was rough. I think no labor is easy, but my C-section was not planned, so I didn't prep for any of it, and I think it was just a lot. And even then, I still knew I wanted to have another baby. The year passed. Let's go back a little bit, because it hadn't been a year yet. I think Aiden was only like 10 months, and me and Eric would kind of play around that we did want to have another baby. Maybe even before Aiden turned 1, we would start trying. In December, Aiden about to be 11 months, I went to my doctor's office to get normal blood work, and during the time I asked the doctor if he can do like a blood test to kind of just see how my hormones were doing, because that's how I ended up finding out I had PCOS, because my hormones were out of whack, and I knew I already have PCOS. I don't know if PCOS goes away. I've heard mixed reviews. Some people say it goes away after pregnancy. Till this day, I'm not 100% sure if I still have PCOS. I'm assuming I do, but my periods are regular at this point. I go get blood work done in December of 2023. So Aiden was about to be a year. Those lab results came back abnormal for my thyroid, which I had never had issues with my thyroid, and it's very common nowadays for people to have issues with their thyroid. I just have never had issues yet. So the doctor does tell me, your numbers are abnormally, my understanding is they were very high. So thyroid is very confusing, because it's like your T3, your T4, and then your TSH, and then there's like 2 others that contribute. So either you have high thyroid, which is hyperthyroidism, or you have low, which is hypothyroidism. which both of them are treated very different, and there's the reasons you get these are very different as well. The doctor ordered an ultrasound for me, and they did the ultrasound. It wasn't anything where I had to have surgery right away or anything. So luckily I was able to get in with the doctor very fast. So now we're in January. That's the first time I see the rheumatologist. It's about 4 weeks maybe after I've had the blood work and I've had the ultrasound. This doctor sees my labs. He was very, like, I don't want to say upfront, but he was very straightforward with what he wanted as my plan. He said, because you have a little one, I am very limited to like certain things we can do to you. Yes, you could have surgery. He's like, but I just met you. Why would I make you have surgery this second? I can't put you on a certain medication because you have a little one. And I guess somehow he would have reactions to the medication, even if I'm the one that's taking it. And the next option was to put me on medication, which he did. I was on methimazole for over a year. We did ask him, if I could get pregnant. He said no. He said, right now your numbers are so bad and I don't want you focusing on getting pregnant, and like we want to take care of you before you get pregnant, because once you get pregnant, like you're not the person we're taking care of. We're taking care of the child. So he said you cannot get pregnant, and he was very adamant that I waited minimum 2 years, maybe depending on how treatment went. And that kind of broke mine and Eric's heart at the time, because like I mentioned, Aiden wasn't even 1 yet, and we in our heads were thinking that we would get pregnant like around that time. He did tell me that, he didn't tell me I had a hyperthyroidism, but that's what it was. He also told me he didn't want to label anything. All I knew was I had hyperthyroidism, but I didn't know if it equivalent to anything, because one of the tests that they did was to see what had caused it, because sometimes after birth your thyroid numbers can be abnormal. I assume, until this day, I believe that my numbers are abnormal due to my birth. He, however, said it's my potassium and that it had been too far along already for it to have been from birth. So then Eric was like, what if they like left gauze in you, or they left something in your C-section area that caused this? I don't believe that's what it is, but we're just trying to kind of find the solution as to why all of this happened like so fast and kind of out of nowhere. So now it leads us to a year from my original diagnosis. The last couple months, like I mentioned, I was on methimazole 10 milligrams every day for about 8 to 9 months, and then my numbers improved like by a lot. So then he told me, you know what, your numbers are really good. I think it had only been maybe like 6 months. He's like, your numbers are really good. We're going to cut you down to half of methimazole. So then I started taking 5 milligrams. I went in like 3 months after that. He did additional blood work. I assumed I was already going to get off this medication because of how better my labs were, because they were so high at one point and they were starting to get more regular. I have a feeling that at some point I'm going to have hypothyroidism, because if the medication has been working how it is, it has been dropping me significantly to the point that it's going to go to hypo, which means that the medication is working, which also gives me hope that I won't always have this issue. I went from taking 10 to taking 5 to then having to take it every other day. And he would kind of every visit say, I think the first 3 visits with this doctor, because I only saw him maybe once every 3 months, were you can't get pregnant yet. You can't get pregnant yet. The last 2 visits, he asked, do you guys still want to have another child? And we said yes. And he kind of said, okay, well, if you were to ever want to have a baby, you know, there's alternatives we can do. And he mentioned a medication that is taken by pregnant women in the first trimester that is considered more safe than the methimazole, only because I feel that methimazole is, he said it can cause skin defects. I could be 100% wrong, but that is how he worded it to me. And that was like the previous visit, not the last one we went to, the previous one to that one. And we kind of left it at that. And having another baby has always kind of been the subject between Eric and I, because Aiden is growing. We can see it in him, like he would like a sibling or like he's ready for a sibling, but it hasn't happened. And we were trying to be careful because we don't want to risk getting pregnant and on the medication and something bad happen. But I had been on like every other day 5 milligram, which is a very, very low dose, because 5 milligrams is a very low dose. So if I was taking it every other day, I was kind of like, maybe what happened. Well, at our last visit, it was in December, and the doctor once again brought it up to us and said, well, if you would like to get pregnant, like, let's try this other medication. And he kind of left it at, let me know whenever you decide that you want to try. He's like, give me a couple months before you want to get pregnant, and we'll change the medication and kind of just see what your body does. Well, we left that visit as that, and I came home, and ever since then, this was in December, like, I keep thinking in my head, like, what if I get off the thyroid medication and get on this medication that he says? My biggest fear is to get pregnant on methimazole and cause me to get pregnant, and then the baby has some skin defect, even though I knew the causes and the side effects of that medication. So like a week, maybe like 2 weeks after my visit, I sent them a message on my, like, the portal, and I asked them if there was a way for me to change the medication I was currently taking to the medication he suggested that is safe for the first trimester of pregnancy. And I told him that I would like to start getting my body ready in case I were to end up pregnant. He asked for a virtual visit. We spoke, and he said, you know, this medication causes liver damage, which we know. He's like, and methimazole does the same. He's like, so I've been watching your numbers, and like, I just need you to know, like, this is something that can happen, but if it's safe for you to take if you're wanting to get pregnant. So he understood where I was coming from. I'm 28 now. I had Aiden 2 years ago. I feel that if we're going to have another baby, it should be this year, God willingly. Eric is about to be 29 in a couple of days, weeks. So mentally, I am okay with having another baby. Eric is also on the same page with me. I know Aiden would be glad to. So all this brings us to, I did start taking this new medication in hopes that I end up pregnant. I am not pregnant yet. I've only been on this medication for maybe about a month now. It's abbreviated as PTU. I'll put the name here. It's very long. The medication is disgusting. I've never hated taking a medication so bad, but if we get to have a healthy baby, I guess it's all worth it. So with that being said, we are trying for another baby. It hasn't been the easiest because obviously I know I'm not as healthy as with Aiden. Like I'm overweight with the medication regardless of the thyroid, so I feel like that contributes a lot to my anxiety and my, like, I just don't feel comfortable at my weight, which is weird because people with thyroid, if you have it low, usually you're on the heavier side, and if it's high, you're like very thin. And I'm not thin at all. I'm also not super overweight, but I am overweight for myself. I've gained like 20 something pounds since being on thyroid medication for over a year now, and no matter what I do, even if I try to eat better, like it doesn't help. So I feel like mentally it's been a lot because I want to get pregnant, but also with Aiden I gained about 70 pounds. So I lost like the first 60 pounds with Aiden, but then I gained 20 something pounds once I started taking the medication. So weight always contributes to the way you feel, and ideally I would have wished to weigh about 30 pounds less before getting pregnant. Hopefully this pregnancy, if I get pregnant again, I don't want to gain the 70 pounds because Aiden was a big boy. He was almost a 10-pound baby, so I feel like that's why I gained so much weight. But with that being said, you guys will not be watching this video anytime soon. This is a video of kind of where my brain is at the moment, because I don't want to tell you guys a story once I'm pregnant or once I know where we're at, you know what I mean? This is me in the present. This is me right now at the moment speaking to you guys as we're going through the emotions of our decisions. So if you guys do see this video, it's possible that I am currently pregnant, or it's possible that it didn't work and we're sharing a different type of news, or for some reason I just decided to upload it. But if you're watching this video, I hope it's because I am pregnant, and at this time you would have probably have seen a video announcing. I don't know, we'll see. I mean, it's kind of crazy because you don't know the future, but we are trying, and we tried for Aiden as well. So like, I guess when you're going through the motions, it's kind of like you just have hope of what you want for the future. So yeah, this is kind of where our story is right now. I have hopes my thyroid issues will go away. I have hope the medication is working as well as the other one was. I don't see my doctor until April. So he told me, if you get pregnant before April, call me so we can kind of adjust what we're doing. If you're not pregnant by then we'll see you and kind of figure it out by then. But I'm gonna leave you guys here. Thank you for listening to me. If you do have thyroid problems, my heart goes out to you, because it's not easy when you know your body's trying to damage itself. Thyroid is an autoimmune problem, so yeah, this is kind of just where we're at, and I hope you guys stay tuned for more videos. This is not an easy video for me to make because I have not been super open about my thyroid issues. Only a few people really know. Even people that are close to me probably don't know that I've been going through all this, and now that we got the green light from the doctor, I feel like it was time for us to start trying, and God willingly, I am posting this video because a baby is on the way. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys all in my next video. Solo.